Here back from C&H Small Engine. I'm giving a review video of a rifle I purchased from Ddi Ak that had to be sent back because of issues with it. I'm not going to go into issues with it, what the issues were exactly, but Ddi Ak was at least courteous enough to send me out another rifle, and unfortunately I can't go to the range today to test the thing out, but I got it yesterday probably around 4 o'clock, and basically the rifle, my previous rifle was at Ddi Ak for about a month, I think about a month and about a week I think, and it was found to be faulty to say the least, and they shipped me out another rifle, and I got problems right out of the box with the rifle. The underfolder stock will not lock as it's supposed to lock. You can see the back here, it don't even lock. I'll show you the other side here. The one part works perfectly fine here in the back, but when you stick it forward on here, like so, and you try to lock it in position on the front, will not lock forward either. Swings down by itself. Flip it over again here. Will not lock in position the front way. Back locks in, but the other part will not lock. The mechanism will not lock. Look at it. Basically will not lock. I tried to put some LPS on there and stuff to try to possibly loosen it up, because I thought it might have been tight out of the box, because whenever I received the rifle in the box, it was in the fixed stock position, but whenever I went to attempt to have the thing facing forwards in a lock position up underneath the receiver of the rifle, it would not lock in position. The second issue that I find with it on here as well too was whenever you do try to lock it into the forward position right here, it rubs. You can probably see in the back here, it rubs on your magazine because the underfolder stock is not aligned properly. It's supposed to be aligned, so it's basically straight in here, like so. Basically, I can probably show you here. It's supposed to be just like that, but it's pushing on the magazine, and when it does that, I'll show you what I'm talking about. And also, it hits on your selector lever as well too. Slide it forwards, pop that forward too like that. It's actually binding up and hitting on the selector lever. You can see it, it's pushing up on selector lever, and the gap on the underfolder stock where the selector lever is supposed to go into, it is not allowing it to slide in there because the gap is too small. It's basically almost butt up against the right side of the stock over here. With the left side, you can see you get a nice big gap over here. So either the thing's realigned or there's something else wrong with it. I don't know, because I'm not an expert, because I don't design these things, so I take no responsibility for that. But it will not lock in position here. You try to wiggle around, still ain't locking in position, nothing. Won't lock in forward position. As I said before, even with the safety up on, will not lock in position. You can see right there, I can swing it down, will not lock in position whatsoever. I don't know if they didn't test it before the thing shipped out, but it will not lock in position at all back here. You swing it back in 5-10 times, what you want to do, it will not lock in position. The next thing, I'll show you, I'll take the thing apart here as well too. I really want to take this thing to a range. I can't freaking shoot the damn range. This stupid thing won't lock in position right. Whenever I first got it here, they did test fire it. I give them credit for that. They sent me a video that showed the rifle being test fired. However, I don't think they checked the actual casings after they fired it, because whenever I got the rifle here, the firing pin was extremely stiff in the firing pin channel, sort of like an SKS, because SKSs have the Morse taper style, like a firing pin in there, and whenever you have a locking mechanism like that where it's tapered into one piece of metal to the other one, there's a possibility of locking up in that part of metal right there, because they're two contacting like that. The firing pin, now it's nice and loose. I had to take the bolt assembly here because there was carbon. I'll show you my other firing pin here, my titanium off of my other SK, or my other AK. Your firing pin here, you have a nice tapered slope part right here, And the firing pin in this one that I got here, the original firing pin, it had carbon all along the entire shaft right here on the outside tapered part, and that's usually a telltale sign of possible popped primer, because unfortunately my brother has an SKS, and I gave him a few years back, and it was popping primers all the time because the firing pin's depth was too deep going into the primer, causing the gas to be blown back to the bolts, and it basically opened up and causing volcano effect on the SKS bolt. I don't know if that was happening to this one, possibly, because I don't think the Ddi checked the actual firing pin channel after they shot at the test range, or whenever they ran 10 rounds through it at the factory there, because I didn't see any portion of the video of them like actually showing the back of the casing on here where your primer is, plus to see if any bulges for any like headspace issues and stuff like that, because some of these, the firing pin can go too deep into the primer and pop the primer, causing pop primers, and when you do that, the gas blows back through the primer, and it gets all crudted up down on the taper part on the firing pin right there itself as well too, and you don't want that happening, because if it does happen, there's a chance and possibility that your firing pin can lock up either forward or reverse position or for that, and that's never a good sign, because free-floating firing pins have to be free-floating. That's the term for them. You don't want any junk getting down inside your channel in there for that. And it took me about 10 or 15 minutes. I had a wire brush, and I basically scrubbed the firing pin up pretty good, because it was all gray and carboned up on there, and I was just thinking, like, what's up with that? Because usually that's a telltale sign that the thing has blowback from the pop primer, possibly for that. Because I haven't been able to test fire my gun because it's rained here for the past day here this afternoon. I can't do it yet. Let me see what else I was going to say here. There's one other thing I want you to mention as well too. Where the firing pin retaining pin is, if you look on the left, or I should say left-hand side of the bolt, where the extractor, I believe the extractor groove is on here, you can actually see the firing pin retaining pin puncturing the actual bolt on there. I don't know if that's going to be a problem in the future, but that may become a problem if the railing starts digging into the firing pin retaining pin itself on the inside as railing as well too. So I don't know about that really, but I basically dry cycled the gun here about 20 times, and I also put about 5 rounds of ammunition in one of my magazines, and I popped it in and popped it out, and it doesn't appear to be hitting on her, but there's always a possibility that it may hit in the future after some usage. I don't know, so that may be a problem in the future, but hopefully it won't be. The next thing was the rifle that I got back here. It's not all matching numbers as the website implies when you first purchase this. I don't know if it's because I got a replacement rifle for whatever reason, but the numbers are not matching that I find on all the components under for that as well too. On the bolt carrier here, they got numbers with it at 40. Let me see here. It looks like 4055 or something like that. That's matching on the bolt and the bolt carrier here. The number on the back of the dust cover, it's a different number. It starts with 8508 on the dust cover here for that. And let me see what else we got here for you guys. Number on the serial number on the bottom of the receiver. It is 47B033. I'll leave the last digit off because I don't want to really release that one out there for whatever reasons obvious to most people for guns. And all those numbers don't match on, even though the website claims it's made by a matching Bulgarian parts kit. The parts numbers were not completely matching there for that. Let me put it back in here and show you something else here. This is kind of hard to play when the stock doesn't want to cooperate, as they say. Okay, you've seen the stock don't want to work right there, doesn't want to lock in position. The last thing I wanted to mention here as well too Whenever you see the railing and stuff like that, let me flip this thing back down here. It won't stay anyway. The damn thing won't stay at all. Okay, next thing I want to mention. When you look down the railing down inside the receiver here, you got quite a bit of play. You can actually wobble this thing back and forth probably about 1/16 of an inch right there for that. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that or not, but my other AKs I have, my Arsenal AKs that are milled receiver, the SAM 7 versions that are a milled receiver version as well too. They have a bit of wobble, but not nearly as much as this one has here. You can probably see it wobble back and forth right there, and I don't know if that's supposed to be like that or not, but I don't know. That's my opinion right there, and you can actually see it wobble with that inside there. Finger back and forth, probably about, I say, 1/16 of an inch right there for that, but I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. Any of the AK gurus out there might be more informed than I am, but that's my review right there for the rifle. Let me put it back together here for you guys. Hold this thing down, keep this thing steady over here now. There we go, get up in there now, get up in there. There we go. And it still will not lock in position. Will not lock in position whatsoever. Even though it's shipped in a box in the locked position with the stock all the way out. I cycled it one time and it would not lock in position. As you see right there. Will not lock in reverse position, and the other crappy thing is it will not allow you to shoot the gun, even if I could shoot it up in the range or at my cabin, because the apparently the stock is misaligned or possibly warped or damaged in some way, because the safety right here will not be allowed to slip below the catch they have. Right, they have a little catch. Let's see if I can show you there. The catch area right here, the grooved area right here in the stock. I'll show you that again. You put the safety all the way down, and that special little catch area right here that I'm talking about, it basically pushes up on that catched area. It pushes up on the safety right there, which means the stock, rear skeleton stock, is misaligned, which should not be out of the box, especially if it went through quality control for quality control purposes. Somebody should have immediately noticed that before the thing was shipped out, so I don't know what the heck they got shipping these things out and check them out before they actually box them up. But that thing should have been checked previous to it being shipped out before it was sent back to me for the replacement. Other than that, it has a chrome line green mountain barrel in there. The barrel quality, I'm really not impressed with it, even though it's quote an American company, and the chrome line in the chamber and the overall the barrel, it doesn't look as good as I thought it was going to be, because like I said before, I got Arsenal AKs as well too, and I basically think like use them as a judgment point from other AKs out there for that, and it just looks like the chrome line that they put in these ones right here isn't the same kind of quality as a Bulgarian or Russian Ishmash type of AKs out there for that. That's all I can really ever say. The handguards look okay. I don't get any complaints about that. Everything else in the gun looks relatively good. The sights look okay. They don't look like they're canned to me or anything else like that. The guy I spoke to on the phone before this thing was shipped out, he said they took it to the range and quote, supposedly test shot and stuff like that. But still got issues with the stock, as I said before, that I hope that they can correct, because that thing never should have went out the door with the way the stock is on there for that, because stock won't lock up, as I said before, and the stock is cockeyed, as I said before too, because the slot right here where the safety is supposed to go through in there won't go through right. Try to lock it up, stuff like that. You try to put your safety down, safety position, safety off, safety down. This thing rubs right up against it on there. See right there, it's actually pushing up against the safety on there for that. And it's pushing the safety back up to the safety on position right there. That's a big crap thing, which has never happened in the first place. Somebody went through quality control and checked the thing out, but that's one man's opinion of a replacement Ddi AKU underfloor rifle that apparently somebody didn't check it before the thing was shipped out to me. So I'm gonna call Ddi up today and get on the horn. I'll see.